I mean, I have to talk about this game. Wasn't the live stream torture enough?
Why? Why is this always a heart attack? Oh man, we don't need extras. This game's over. This game's over.
Can one of you guys get a map? Please, get a map.
Phillies have been painfully underwhelming. Oh my God!
Die! They stink! Choose your fucking brain rock! It's gone!
I'll get the excitement part here because this is the only part I'm going to be excited about. Phillies win 2-1 and take the series against Colorado. This is now the 9th straight game that they have beaten the Rockies, dating back to 2025, that they've won in a row. They've beaten the Rockies 9 times in a row. Yeah, the Rockies are, again, going back to the first video I made, which if you haven't checked it out, check it out. They're not good at this baseball thing. I get it. Oh my God, that game was the most boring slog I've ever watched. Now, let me get this put out of the way. I think this team does a good job. Like, I don't think low-scoring pitcher duels are boring most of the time. This one was, because the Rockies they didn't change things up each inning. They threw the same style of pitcher, the same type of pitches at the Phillies every single inning, and they never adjusted. This team can't hit high velocity if their life depended on it. This team waves at stuff that has the slightest bit of break, like Dolander's curveball. Go look at Adolis Garcia's at bat. It was pitiful at its best. And that's the only time I'm mentioning Adolis Garcia tonight, because he was a joke swinging the bat tonight. Everybody was, outside of Turner, one at bat for Schwarber and Stott. Everyone else looked like horribly lost, like absolutely embarrassing to watch tonight. You want the action? I'll give you the action as simple as this. Phillies took the lead because their first two batters got on. Turner walked and Schwarber hit a double in which Turner scored first at home. I was like, yes, we're getting more excitement today. Maybe not the same extent, but we got a first inning run. We're going to score like 6 tonight. We're going to score 5 or 6 runs and win comfortably. I wish. And they did it right off of the first 2 at-bats against Bernardino, which you're probably like, wasn't Chase Dollander supposed to start like you said in the video? Yes, but apparently they brought in an opener. And then they brought in another opener with Jimmy Herget after Bernardino struggled. Great move by Warren Schaefer, by the way, because Bernardino looked awful. Herget comes in, pitches the first in the second inning, then Dollander comes in, and Luzardo deals through the first, second, into the third, in which Troy Johnson singles. One of the few bad moments, Luzardo just spikes a ball, and Johnson gets the second. They get a productive out, and then Brett Sullivan just hits one because they had to clamp the infield in, and he just laces one right in between Stott and Harper, and there's just nothing you can do there. Tied game. Phillies go limp, do nothing. And then the 5th inning hits, and this is the one inning I'm going to talk about because this is where it got frustrating. Marsh singles, JT draws a big walk, Crawford beats out a double play, which is fine, and then Turner, this is one of the only good at-bats that happened after the first inning. Turner hits a ball and it just drops, and it should just be a lazy single that brings Marsh home from third. Crawford hustles his tail off and gets the third. And Trey hustles his tail off and gets the second for a double. And I was like, yes, 1 out. We're getting another run, maybe even 2 if we can get a base hit. Let's see what happens. I'm playing the meme. I do not care. I'm playing the meme.
Going da 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 da. We can't fucking anything.
What the hell was that, Schwarber? God awful. And tonight was just defined by the fact that Luzardo had to bail him out tonight. It's plain and simple. This team can't hit high velocity if their life depended on it, and this just goes back to the failures that Kevin Long does. Outside of that, this game was just painfully boring. They weren't making good contact. The Rockies looked lost at the plate. And I mean, everyone looked lost. Hunter Goodman in specific was just so bad it wasn't even funny. And you would think that's it. Nope. Alvarado and Brad Keller had to scare me again. Oh, these two are gonna drive me nuts. I swear to God. Luckily, Duran closes the door, doesn't make life too painful, gets his 3rd save of the season in just 8 games. So that's a good sign already. And the Phillies, well, it was absolutely frustrating, boring as hell, and just a miserable slog. They did get through it. Dollander actually pitched very well, and I want to give the Rockies credit where credit is on the pitching side. All the relievers were phenomenal tonight. Again, Dollander, save for a few moments, he really looked like he had some decent stuff tonight. He had great zip off his fastball and sinker. And that's like enough to just drive Philly nuts because this team can't hit high velocity. I'm going to keep saying that as long as I'm alive. And Jimmy Herget, dude. Again, I remember Pitching Ninja calling him like the human glitch, and I do see it. His stuff's nasty. But outside of that, I mean, they should have hit guys like Juan Mejia, Jaden Hill, Victor Vodnik, and Bernardino more. But they didn't. So, is what it is. I'll give my 3 stars, and then I'm getting out of here because I got nothing left to say. Honorable mentions I'll give to guys like Marsh, Stott, Schwarber, and Crawford. Schwarber, you would have gotten a star if you didn't have that embarrassingly pitiful at bat in the 5th inning. I refuse to give you a star for that one double when you literally killed a rally with one of the worst swings of the night. Like, no, you don't deserve one. So, first star of the night, I'm going to give the first star to Yohan Duran. He was the only reliever who was even worth a damn tonight. And if you want to say, oh, why are you giving it to only one reliever? Have you looked at the Phillies hitting tonight? No. Duran was the only guy who looked locked in as a reliever as well. So, like, I'm not giving anything to Keller or Alvarado. They both looked terrible and got bailed out. So, yeah, Duran is getting the first star. Usually I hate giving relievers just stars. Usually I don't give a reliever 2 or 3 stars on their own unless it was like a truthfully big moment or they went like 3 innings and bailed it, like kept this team alive, something like that, something special. Duran just was the only guy who looked locked in, and the pickings were so slim tonight. I just went with a guy who just gave me the smallest bit of excitement in him. The second star of the night is going to go to Trey Turner, the only bat who showed up tonight outside of like a few swings here or there. I mean, he looked good tonight. That was the one nice thing to see. Turner got himself going. He got a clutch double. He drew a walk. He had some incredible plays. He really did. So, I mean, for what it's worth, he did also strike out twice, which, that tracks. But it was a nice night to see from Turner getting hot. And then, last but not least, the third star, if you thought anyone but Jesus Luzardo was getting this, you're out of your mind. Jesus Luzardo is the only reason the Phillies comfortably won. It was 2-1 the whole night. It felt like 3 or 4-1 because of how well Luzardo was pitching, because it never felt like outside of that one little rough skid he had, like he was going to struggle. I mean, he went to the 7th inning and probably could have gotten through it if he didn't give up the single to Ezekiel Tovar. I mean, he was on it all night. 6 2/3, he struck out 11, and he just made life so easy for the Phillies. So, forever grateful that I'm grateful he had a big night, and he gets himself his first win of the season, and I'm just happy to see that. So, I'm keeping it as simple as that. I got very little else to say. So, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like, comment for more, subscribe, and turn on that bell to keep up with every Phillies game that's going on this season. We'll also be doing more live streams in the future. I know me and Jack are probably going to do at least one or two more before graduation, and then maybe 1 or 2 before we both move out of our places. So, yeah, with that out of the way, take care, have a great night, and a happy Easter. I'll be back here one more time as the Phillies play tomorrow. Taijuan Walker versus Tomoyuki Sagano. I hate this. But enjoy your Easter, everybody. Love y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.